Yeah, we're going to find out how prepared they are for game number 5, though, because this one's match point for both. Someone's got to win, and someone's got to lose. And I can tell you, Ostkaka needs to start getting wins on the board, but Neirea, he's got to start putting together some wins and start chasing down that #1 spot again.
Yeah, now, both of these guys need this win a lot, but this feels like a must-win from Ostkaka. And is this Freeze Mage?
I mean, if it's not Freeze Mage, because he's got the anti-heal bot and a Sludge Belcher. And I'm curious exactly how this is built, but if this is more sort of a nod to the Grinder Mage style, this is the matchup that he was having a nightmare in when Neirea went for Warrior. And Neirea, this guy's been going for Warrior in like every single game 5.
Yeah, we actually found this stat, and I talked about it a little bit in the setup, that when Neirea has his back against the wall, whenever it's a elimination type game, he plays Warrior. And you were talking about when he's on, ladder doing ranked play towards the end of the season, those last couple of days you're getting in your last little grind, that he favors Warrior there as well.
This is not going to be a good game for Neirea. This is looking ugly already. He's going to have to find a way to kill Ostkaka, but it's looking like he's putting up a massive long game fight here.
And Neirea, you got to believe that he thinks this is Freeze Mage.
Yeah, I'm not curious just quite yet. Neirea seems to want to bait out cards over and over again. I think that's his Fiery War Axe. He may be thinking that this is a Grinder Mage.
You know what? The more I think about it, the more this is so good for Ostkaka, because he's so known for Freeze Mage that the range of your opponent playing things like Control Warrior are heightened against you in your matches, because they want to take that away from you. And then if you do it, it's such a good matchup. So you can just get them by queuing this up. Just love it.
This is honestly a pretty darn good spot for him. And Neirea, once again, he's got to get some pressure rolling. Emperor Thorson is one of the ways I think it could be a catalyst to finding that endgame damage. But the big one is that he's going to have his threats actually stick to the board and get some work done.
Now, if you're Ostkaka, do you just develop an Acidic Swamp Ooze here?
Never.
Never? All right.
You're not worried about the Fiery War Axe whatsoever. Doesn't challenge any of your minions in the way that Neirea wants them to. You have Sludge Belcher to add instead. You want to be picking off a Death Smite with that ooze.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he's getting kind of, his hand's getting a little full here, so you might see him actually, make a Sludge Belcher here this turn, but, you might actually just, you never know, he might Acidic Swamp Ooze and Hero Power this turn as well. He's got a lot of options.
Yeah, it's pretty darn tough, but, if he sets the Sludge Belcher and then Neirea, say he had a one-chart Death Smite when he's going to set the Sludge Belcher, that's the perfect turn to use. Weapons continue to get added in Neirea's hand, but it looks like he's content with playing patient.
Yeah, he's going to do, what we talked about in that matchup. You just want to armor up as much as possible.
Yeah, he thought this was Freeze Mage until he saw it, and now, yeah, look at his face. He's going, oh, no.
Oh, no.
This is exactly how I beat you. This is the last thing I wanted.
Yeah, you saw a little sly grin on his face, like, yeah, I think I just got caught.
Yeah, Ostkaka just cool and calm and collected as always. This guy's got the best poker face in the game, man.
Yeah, coming from a poker background myself, I wouldn't want to play against this guy. He would scare me at the table.
Yep. Young guys are always so good, too. Like, how do you know that?
Dang internet.
Kids are too smart these days.
Like, gosh darn computers.
Yep, armor's starting to get shredded, too. This is not a comfortable spot for Neirea. And Ragnaros, he just saw Polymorph. Is this clear to go here?
It looks like it is.
Yeah, he's letting it rip. Says, you know what, you got to have an answer to this one.
They actually don't have a ton of clean answers to this card, except for, a lot of these decks have one big game hunter in them because of a nod to a card like Ragnaros.
Yeah, and actually has no effective way to deal with it right now.
Yeah, but he can start, adding a few things to the board here, give it a few more targets to shoot at, and then he can start adding things like Duplicate behind this, or get some minions in play and start getting Echo Medivh going against Neirea here too. So he can play the grind game against it pretty well over the next couple turns.
I honestly didn't think about Acidic Swamp Ooze and Echo Medivh versus Warrior. You can just blow up so many weapons. That's actually really clever.
It's really cute.
Yeah, he's going to run it in. Wants to duplicate. And why not? Have a Sludge Belcher behind this.
Yeah, duplicating a Sludge Belcher, one of the better ones you can get.
Yeah, especially against a weapon class. Again, he's just very focused on making sure that that's not a big factor in this game. That takes away a lot of Warrior's damage. Own Sludge Belcher gets added. Interesting attack here.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. Yeah, it's a weird attack.
Is he gonna shield? Is he gonna shield slam this afterwards?
No way, right?
No, he doesn't. That's a very, very interesting attack. And 2 Sludge Belchers added to Ostkaka's hand now. Gotta feel happy about that. But step 1 is gonna have to be dealing with this Ragnaros. His minions have been absorbing these shots, and I think he's okay with that right now, but he's got to work towards that goal of actually finishing this card.
Yeah, and he's going to get to the problem here where he just has too many resources. He has so many cards in his hand that he can't ever actually use his Echo Midi without burning a bunch of stuff.
Is that a problem, though? Because when you have too many resources, that means you can start expending everything.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just has to find the right way to do it, because if you start, just willy-nilly expending them, you can actually find a way to lose this game. You can get Neirea back into it.
Yeah.
So he still has to be smart at how he expends his resources here.
Careful, but at the same time, very happy to have all those options.
Yeah, he can't just go like flinging cardboard wherever he wants here. Or digital cardboard, sorry.
Digital cardboard. Digital cardboard. That's what I'm buying when I play this game. I'm more than happy to. Game's freaking awesome.
Yeah, obviously.
Sludge Belcher, cannot blame him for this. And I think this is going to be followed. I think it's going to be followed by Frostbolt as well. He wants to put this Ragnos into Flame Strike range, but just going to be happy to wait till turn 9 to get it done.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised to see that too. I might have, done the Frostbolt play you said here, but he still gets the option to do both of those next turn as well. And he might get, he might not signal to Neirea that I have a Flame Strike here yet. So Neirea might, add an extra minion to the board here, which he's going to do.
Yeah, Armor Smith gets added. I wonder if he's going to add Harrison Jones. This feels like such a good spot to do it.
I mean, if he adds Harrison Jones here, he's going to get some real bad news.
No, isn't going to add it.
And we might see this acidic swamp boost start to come out now.
Yeah.
Oh,
He doesn't play Deathbite either.
Yeah, he doesn't play it. Actually, I thought he was going
I like that he's waiting. He understands that weapon destruction is part of Ostkaka's range. Can't afford to play into it.
Now, if you're Ostkaka, would you play the Flame Strike from the right of your hand here?
No, I'd play it from the left every single time. It looks like you've been setting this up. Why give him the information? But Ragnaros is now dealt with, and Neirea's back down to no threats on board.
Why would you attack here?
Your opponent's going to Deathbite it.
Okay.
So you just sped it up in ping range anyway. Yep, smart enough to know he doesn't want to waste attacks on 1/1s. And Harrison's going to hit the board, and Big Game Hunter has to be held onto. This cannot be used in an aggressive manner.
Yeah, there's going to be 1 or 2 targets for Ostkaka's deck for this Big Game Hunter to hit, but they need to be hit.
Oh, sets Deathbite, doesn't actually tag with it. Cold Light Oracle!
Oh boy. This is more than just Echo Mage. This is Fatigue in it as well.
This is a really weird choice to me.
You know what? We talked about this. We said we might see Cold Light Oracle on HPL tonight. We thought it was going to be the purple Super JJ match.
Well, we were talking about this before the show, like things that we expected. Cold Light Oracle did get mentioned here. I just didn't know where it was going to be. But part of why it's opening up here is because when everyone's playstyle is so similar, you're going to see these strange decks try to catch people off guard. And Cold Light Oracle is one of these decks that can punish certain kinds of styles. But in this Warrior matchup, is Cold Light Oracle ever going to punish Neirea? I mean, the only thing that's happening here is once the Warrior's out of cards, they don't have any significant options. And that's what this deck thrives on, is better options.
Yeah, the thing is, Ostkaka has so many cards, it almost doesn't even matter now. He could just, be like, I'm never going to play this one until I absolutely have to.
Oh, it's going to get played right now instead. And wow, it just feels so weird to me to see a Cold Light Oracle on this deck. But Echo of Medivh. Oh, this is going to actually burn a card if he plays the Echo here. But he obviously values the second Cold Light Oracle and an Acidic Swamp Ooze more than a random card in his deck.
Yeah, if you Acidic Swamp Ooze here, I think you just have to Echo. It's so good, you can't let that get away.
Yep, Slam going to start taking away these threats. And this is going to be Neirea's push. He has to start getting aggressive right now.
Man, Slam in the Control Warrior deck, it's such a Neirea way of life. It's so Neirea in a nutshell.
It's funny that both of these guys have Slam in their builds. Again, just similar approaches. Oh, that's a tough one to get burned. Oh, Polymorph is so good in this matchup.
So what does Ostkaka do this turn? You start putting Sludge Belchers back out?
Yeah, I think you're fine. Again, you're just at the point where you're building back to your reasonable options.
I think a Mad Scientist has to probably get out here as well. Start to try to challenge this Harrison Jones.
It is a little bit weird to me that he has Mad Scientist and Cold Light Oracle in this deck, though. He's pulling secrets out of his deck, and then, is his goal Fatigue? I don't actually know if his goal is Fatigue.
Yeah, maybe it's a one-of in this deck. Just, in certain situations, he wants to have that option.
It could also just be a sort of a nod to the fact that he knows that Neirea is often just going to be playing card draw mechanics anyway, so, you pull a couple secrets out of your deck, it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. This is matchup and person dependent for sure. I mean, you can build decks so differently when you know who you're playing against and what their ranges are than, say, when you're just going to play ranked play.
It's the beauty of this format, man. You see some crazy stuff.
So deep. Just so deep.
Mad Scientist and Sludge Belcher, no surprise on this turn. Then Cold Oracle, burn some more cards. No, I'm kidding. Just gonna start challenging this Harrison Jones. Knows that the damage isn't super relevant. Neirea, he's every single turn that passes, he's got to feel more and more uncomfortable, knowing that he doesn't know exactly what's in this build.
I mean, yeah, the Cold Light
Oh,
Oracle.
look at this. This is really smart. Trying to force a duplicate onto this slime. Misses, though. Honestly, that was a very strong play from Neirea.
Yeah, that right there, that's one of those little things that doesn't show up in the box score the next day, whether you win or lose this game, but that is such a huge play from Neirea there.
You saw how fast he spotted that, too. He knows that, like, these kinds of matchups, they thrive on duplicate in certain spots. You know, if he picks off a slime there, that's such a great spot for him. Not only is he wasting a duplicate on slime, so he's going to just give Ostkaka 2 gold Shire Footmen, but he's burning a card again.
Would have been great for him there. Yeah, we've seen duplicate actually become a liability in certain spots too. When I've watched Neirea play the deck, I've seen it happen to him as well.
Yeah, I can tell you what's not a liability, and it's 12 points of effective damage and an 8/8.
Yeah, Neirea does have a big game hunter here, but it does start to put pressure on him.
I think he's okay with that, though.
Yeah, because he has Flame Strike behind this to kind of clear up everything. Yeah.
Frost Novas to maybe extend it even further. I mean, this also makes Neirea have to have something here.
Yeah, exactly. It makes him have to have it here, but it also makes him have to extend into this most of the time as well. Yeah. He's either gonna have to like run a weapon into it, use something like Cruel Taskmaster, execute, use a big game hunter. So it's just more value out of Ostkaka here. He gets a ton of damage in with the card, and he's gonna get to, you know, get Neirea to overextend even just that much more.
Yeah, and Neirea, considering his options, does he want to play more threats into this board?
This game is so hard for Neirea.
The other thing too is like he's thinking that may be Ice Barrier now. I think given the way this has panned out, he's considering not attacking here and knowing this game is going to go to fatigue.
Wow.
He's trying to deal 8 more damage. He expects his board to start dying.
Yeah, I think he's going to get to the point where he just might not attack anymore. He has a Ragnaros in his deck, right? Or he already played it.
Ragnaros is dead.
Yeah, he already played it, yeah.
Neirea has made the decision on this turn that this game is going to fatigue and doesn't want to risk triggering an Ice. Is that worth it?
Yeah, Ostkaka, he was like, here's another card. I might have a secret in my deck. You can take it.
I don't think we're seeing shield blocking played. I don't think he wants to draw any cards.
I think there's a chance Neirea is just going to armor up, play the Shield Maiden, pass.
Wow, this is turned into one of the strangest games I've ever seen.
Oh man, this buckle in, boys.
He's trying to get a Flame Strike so badly out of Ostkaka, but if your opponent's not going to attack, why would you care about killing minions?
Now, do you think Neirea would attack if he ever picks up a Grom and gets to, you know, Cruel Taskmaster it?
I mean, if he starts attacking, he's got to realize he's lost a ton of value in that spot. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I feel like he just should be attacking. Honestly, I think this is a mistake.
Yeah, you either have to fully commit to one or the other.
Yes, and the fact that he has Grom left in his deck and the damage does matter in this matchup, like I frankly don't agree with this.
Yeah, you are seeing Neirea dig really deep here, and it's making Ostkaka, you know, he's having to figure out, like, what do I do from here? Because he doesn't want to do too much damage to this Armor Smith as well. He doesn't want to give him too much extra life. Neirea's figured out, you know, this is Grinder Mage. They don't have these huge burst things at the end of the game to finish me off. You know, they might not have Archmage Antonidas or something.
You know what? I take back everything I just said about this. Neirea has played Molten Giants in these kinds of decks before. I think that's also the major considerations happening here. Like, I was going a little bit overboard on the fatigue side of things. You know, thinking about Molten Giants with that 25, it felt like a bit of a stretch. But now that I'm kind of thinking about it and taking my time and spending it, it's very clear that that's what his consideration is.
He's playing around Ostkaka having Molten Giants.
He wants that to never be a factor in this game, take those threats away from him potentially, but we haven't even seen a Molten Giant yet.
Yeah, plus, I mean, he's making Ostkaka fill his hand up as well. Ostkaka's not going to, if he doesn't do anything, Ostkaka's not going to do anything, and he's going to run out of room in his hand first.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I mean, eventually he has to do something, and then he can start to react. I mean, Ostkaka has to do something, and then Neirea can react. This is a bizarre game. This has been a bizarre match.
This game is Bizarro Hearthstone. This is not the way Hearthstone typically gets played. Usually you see mage players either trying to push damage or, you know, actually combo their opponents out or something, and you're seeing people actually attack with their minions. Like you're just
seeing both players play Drago here.
Yeah, this is upside down. Flame Strike. It has to make room in his hand, and that's what I think the major play of this factor is.
You see Neirea understanding it. He's like, I think I love this from Neirea the more I think about it too, because it forces Ostkaka to eventually Flame Strike. He has to do it, you know, just to get a card out of his hand. So Neirea's just going to wait for a couple turns, build up his resources, and then get to there. You know, he's never going to give him a ton of, a second Cold Light Oracle.
Yeah, the deck's differentials, I wonder, if I could see how many cards are in each deck, this would be such an important thing right now.
Ostkaka has less, for sure.
He does have less, but the big factor is the animation on the thickness of the decks. Like when you get down to like the 7-6 point, it kind of adjusts to it. But again, 10 cards in hand, and none of these plays look particularly appealing to me.
Yeah, now when they do start getting into fatigue, Ostkaka will have 2 antique heal bots, so he can kind of, recover some of that situation when it goes there. And you never know, Neirea might eventually start attacking as well once they get into fatigue.
So just pings onto these shield maidens.
This is the most bizarre thing ever.
There's Grom, but I mean, again, he's been so reluctant to attack this game. This Grom is going to sit in his hand until this turn strikes, where he tries to actually kill Ostkaka because of fatigue damage.
Yeah, ooh, maybe not.
I think he's just playing it just to get it on the board. Just get 8 mana out there. What's Ostkaka going to do this? Is Blizzard here? Well, yeah, likely to Blizzard now. But you're looking at 2 shield slams and an execute.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the casual 24 damage shield slams here.
Why does he just shield slam in his face?
Yeah, well, that'd be really good. Man, that card would be broken.
It'd be a little too much.
What to do? What to do?
Face Warrior would be one hell of a deck.
Just Control Warrior would be Face Warrior. You just armor up the whole time.
How good would Counterspell be? Jeez.
Check it with a slam.
Yeah, of course.
Ostkaka having trouble finding the proper line here.
And Neirea kind of putting it to him here in the way he's playing. Because he's got to know this Doomsayer's not going to live, right?
There's just no, it's like almost a 0% chance that
if he Doomsayers, if he Doomsayers this turn, do you think he's going to be doing some kind of thing with Echo of Medivh as well?
I don't know, but he's got to act fast. Like, this is, I'm not going to claim to know I'm an expert in this situation, because frankly, there's been a few people who have ever even been in this spot right now.
Yeah, this is so strange.
Honestly, it feels to me like he's got a duplicate out. And so if this Doomsayer gets killed, he's going to try to continue to drop Doomsayers over and over again. With the combination of these 2 Frost Novas, trying to actually get something out of his cards. And making a little bit of headway now. But card's going to get burned now. He's got 10 in his hand.
Man, if Neirea wins this game, I think we could have a whole interview about just this game.
Deathlord gets burned, and clearly at this point, Ostkaka is trying to fatigue Neirea out. The Cold Light Oracles spelled a big portion of this, but there was a possibility, in my opinion, that this was strictly because of the way that this matchup might be developing. But then you see the Deathlord, the writing's on the wall.
You just play both Doomsayers here, and then Echo.
I'm trying to figure out the real purpose of that. I think if you just continue to go Frost Nova Doomsayer 1 by 1, that's the spot you're looking for. But Neirea still hasn't even been attacking at this point. He obviously fears Molten Giants, but Ostkaka's got to start thinking about fatigue at some point soon. He hasn't drawn an Emperor yet either, by the way. Somewhere in Ostkaka's bottom cards, I believe there's an Emperor to his side.
Yeah, there has to be an Emperor in this deck, yeah.
Gonna keep trying to chip away. Neirea finally hits those lower portions of his deck as well. And this Dr. Boom has sent him into the tank.
And does he want to develop this? Does he want to put this much pressure into play? He knows there's another Doomsayer back there, but he doesn't know what else Ostkaka has in his hand. He's just had, a fistful of cards this entire game.
What now?
What a riveting game.
It's just tough and it's just tense. Both these guys are thinking this riveting game. He's gonna go here. See, can take the Doomsayer. That's it. Please let me see that.
Are you calling this as if you're a golf announcer?
Well, look at what's happening. This is like the slowest game in the world.
I don't know. I love this stuff.
Well, that's the thing. It's very interesting to see what's happening because.
I mean, you're seeing plays from players. You're seeing strategies from like Neirea's side. This is something you see one in what 300-400 games, if that
much.
Yeah, this is like 1 in 1,000 here. This is one of those games when the season's over and we're talking about the memorable games. This one's gonna stand out. Remember the game where they did nothing for 15 turns?
Yeah, this one, I remember it.
Yeah.
It's happening right now. It's like a golf game, or it's like a soccer game, and they're just passing around in the middle, and nothing's happening. But the soccer announcer's trying to make it exciting anyway.
Yeah, I feel like we just like should find something to
Left
talk about.
passes to center. Center back to left. Left back to center. Center back to left. He holds it.
I was like waiting for the really loud goal scream from you because I knew you got it.
There's no goal like anywhere close right now. We're just like soccer. We're about 28 minutes off from our first goal in this game. He's got to start chipping away at this. I honestly don't know why he wasn't working on this Grom earlier instead of picking apart the life total. Like, it's very clear you are going to have to kill this at some point. And Neirea, 3 of these cards in his hand. Whoa, Nelly.
I'm really
Slow
surprised.
down. Okay, he just
it dies
hand
the
size control.
Yeah.
Hand size control. Good call here.
Yeah, it dies the Doomsayer. There was no reason to ever put that in play and let it live here because Ostkaka can just ping it and make you draw cards.
Well, this is the spot I think Ostkaka's looking for. I'm expecting Cold Light Oracle, Echo Medivh. Wait, he's going to have too many cards. He's got to start putting stuff on the board. Like, I don't know. What's happening? I'm so confused.
That was a pretty big draw for Neirea there as well. He finally picked up his Alex Straza. It's going to be able to get in a lot of extra damage. I don't know if Ostkaka can win this game anymore.
I'm almost out of cards.
I mean, he'll be able to Echo Medivh his anti-kill bots, but at some point in time, he's going to be taking too much from Neirea. Neirea has some weapons set up.
Is Emperor Thorson the last card in Ostkaka's deck?
I believe it is. Yeah.
If Emperor Thorson is the last card in his deck, like, it's just, I mean, it's Ostkaka's season in a nutshell so far.
Pure baby rage.
Just nothing has been going, it feels like nothing's been going right for him. Honestly, this matchup felt like it was very good, but Neirea has navigated this so perfectly.
Beautifully, just
but
beautifully.
There are no Molten Giants in here, so I think that Ostkaka did get the better of those exchanges.
Yeah, that's not going to feel good to Ostkaka at the end of the day if he loses, though. He's going to be like, yeah, but I got him on the Molten Giant area. Yeah, got him there.
But I tricked him.
Yeah. You lost your match. Yeah, but I won the battle. I won the battle. You didn't win the war, though.
I think he's going to have to rip it here. Oh, it's a Deathlord, so there actually isn't an Emperor Thorson in here.
Maybe, did he go through it already?
No, Emperor Thorson has not been played this game. It didn't get burned. Echo Medivh going to happen here.
He's just going to try to get real defensive here.
Just hoping for the best.
This game's going to speed up a lot right here.
Well, Neirea, Brawl is the last card now. And if that Deathlord dies, it does pull a card out of Neirea's deck. So fatigue battles are about to start happening. I'm not even going to try to do the math on this one. I've done it before, and I looked like a fool.
The fatigue battle started happening a long time ago between you and I in this game.
Shield Slam.
Take 29.
Yep, Neirea's pushing for damage now. There's the last card out of his deck.
That's
Acolyte
not
of Pain.
good. That is not good for Neirea.
Oh, goodness. But, I mean, Ostkaka's got his work cut out for him. I mean,
Yeah.
how much can he actually heal in this spot and actually get card drawing work done?
I mean, he does have a Frost Nova and a Doomsayer left over to take care of this board, but Neirea has an answer to that in Cruel Taskmaster and Execute.
So there's a ping. There's the heal bot. Frost Nova for sure is happening. Yeah, knows that Doomsayer is not going to be reliable this game. He has to find a way to actually kill Neirea with fatigue in the next turn or two.
Yeah, he's got to get in some damage. The fatigue's not going to. There's just not going to be enough here.
Yeah, he doesn't have another freeze effect. Yeah,
Yeah, he just gives it up.
Ostkaka's kind of doing the math in his head. Isn't even going to give the spectacle of watching all the fatigue cards get drawn. And Neirea, wow, what a grueling game that was in this one.